All right, so in this video, I'm going to go through a very basic explanation of what is an appointment setter. It had come to my attention that actually a lot of business owners have never heard of this connotation before, especially the type of businesses that never had to rely on either outbound or paid advertising to get new clients to grow their business. So basically, any business that have been relying on referrals only probably are not familiar with this concept. And so I want to take the next 10, 15 minutes to go over the very basic example of what an appointment setter is. It's also called sales development reps, why it's important, and why, if you want to grow your business, this is one of the most essential pieces of the puzzle. Okay, so let me break it down by step first, right? So there's a few function to the business that most people would be familiar with, right? At the very core of it, you need basically what you want is you want customers here, right? Hold on, let me make this smaller. So, oops, what am I doing? Bear with me. Okay, so at the very, very basic, right? On the one hand, you need customers, right? And so if you have a business that, if you have a business that rely on referrals only, what typically happens is you're going to get your customers will refer other customers along, right? And you might have a phone call with this person who is interested in your services, and they said yes or no to what you do, right? So it's a typical referral process, which means that someone said, hey, Win is really good. Go talk to him about this thing that you do. So that's very basic, right? However, if you break it down even further, right, to get a customer over here, there's two things that you need to do over here, right? The number one is you need to take what we call a sales call, right? And then over here, you need to schedule an appointment, right? So the appointment is a sales call. The three function or the three steps of getting a customer is number one, you if you're a referral, you usually go from, hey, go talk to Win, schedule an appointment, you do the appointment, they become a customers, right? At the very basic level, that's how a business get a new client, right? Now, if you run paid ads, or if you do like paid advertising or TV advertising or Google ads, if you promote your website, right, on a directory or on Google, what typically happens, right, is you get, going further out here, right, is you would have a website, right? So your website could be, sanducpa.ca, right? And people visit the website, they read the content of your website, they like what you do. If you're a CPA, then they call you, right? They call a phone number and they speak to somebody. And that somebody is going to schedule an appointment either with you or with your sales team or with your account manager or your main accountant, right? That accountant take the call. And it might not be a sales call. It could be a strategy call. It could be an estimate call. It could be a consultation call, right? At this point, it's you at the core of it. It is a sales call, right? When you call somebody, you pick up the phone and you call somebody to say you need a new roof. You call somebody for an estimate, right, or a proposal. That is a sales call, right? The call is to determine if there is a sale to be made with you as a customer, or if we need to follow up, right? So this is the core function of a business, no matter how you look at it, right? So to get your website here, the step further before that, which most business owners ignore if you rely on referrals, is you need traffic, right? What's traffic? Your website is kind of like your storefront, right? If you have a supplement business or a nail salon, your nail salon is just a storefront. You need to place your nail salon at a shopping center, right? Or your supplement store right next door to the fitness or the rec center, right? And so your website needs traffic, meaning who and how we're gonna get people to come to the website in the first place, right? So to generate traffic, there's only really 3 ways to generate traffic to a website or to a business storefront, right? Address, right? This could be your actual brick and mortar location. There's only 3 ways. Number 1 is organic. Number 2 is paid. Number 3 is JVs, right? You might add a 4th one, which is referrals and like people that send you business. It might fall under JVs as well. But really, when it comes to, hey, how do I get more leads and more sales? You start with either organic method, which is posting on social media that you already own, right? On Facebook, Instagram, you post it to your followers. Organic could also be like SEO, right? Search engine optimization that drive traffic to your website. Paid would be like Facebook ads, even TV advertising, right? Radio, all of those are paid advertising. Organic is not money out of your pocket, but more like efforts and content, right? So SEO is all about content and ranking your website on Google so that when people search for it, right, traffic, they find your website first. Okay. Organic here in the brick and mortar location might be like, hey, you have a sign that is very big right in front of your store, so people drive by would see it organically, right? Paid would be like you could do a direct mail campaign to the local neighborhoods of your store, right? You could be doing Facebook advertising, Google, Instagram, TikTok, you name it. JVs would be joint partnerships. So let's say you own a physical therapy business. Your potential joint partner who can send you clients would be gyms, right? Running clubs, right? So they have your potential clients over there, and they could send a business your way or client your way, right? That's one example of JVs. So long story short, what is appointment setting, right? The appointment setting process is the process of how do we schedule more appointments for the business with the purpose of creating more sales calls for the business. And if you are the owner and you're the only person in the business, you don't have any salespersons or people, you would be the person who take these calls, right? So the value of an appointment setter or an appointment setting process is that the only way for you to get to new customers is either you can get more referrals to send you directly here for a sales call, right? For a strategy call from a referral process, or if you're investing effort in any of these 3 areas, organic, paid, and JVs, what happens is people visit your website or your business, they are going to have questions, right? They want to speak to somebody. So the goal of the appointment setter is threefold, right? Number 1 is we want to qualify, meaning is this person a fit for the business, right? So I'm going to do the infamous ASS, appointment setting secret, right here, right? Number 1 is qualify. Number 3 is going to be scheduling the appointment, right? So obviously at some point if they are qualified, they're going to schedule. Number 3 here is, I would say, discovery, right? Plus basically what I might call customer experience or client experience, okay? And I'll explain why all these 3 matter. So obviously this 1 and 2 here makes sense, right? Hey, if you run an accounting business and you only work with small businesses in, say, the construction and the hospitality industry, somebody calls you from the e-commerce space, and you definitely don't want to work with e-commerce companies, then we're not going to schedule the call, right? You're probably not going to want to waste your time and that business owner time in the e-com space if they're not a fit for you and you're not a fit for them, right? So step number one is, hey, make sure that this is the right type of prospects and the right type of leads that we want to talk to. That's the simple part, right? Qualifying. And if they are qualified, then schedule a time. Find a time that works for you and for the business. Follow up to make sure they show up. All that good jazz. That's the easy part, right? Where most companies don't understand and don't have the process in place, and if they do have it, they don't really get the point of this step here, is to do a good discovery and also set good expectations and give the first impression. Because a lot of the times when this person or this prospect calls into the business, the very first person that they talk to is not the owner. It's not you, right? It's not you. You will give, hopefully, a very good first impression because you're the business owner. You care about the business, right? It's not the salesperson or your right-hand person either who might be very knowledgeable about the business, right? It could be somebody just answering the phone. The problem that we have that I see a lot of with these appointment setting process is the person that they speak to on the other line usually is a receptionist, an office manager, who are not, and there's nothing wrong with those roles, they're just not trained to give a very good first impression. So think about this. This person is a potential prospect. They could be worth a lot of money and revenue to your business, right? And yet the first interaction is typically not optimized for a good experience, right? And so if you want to maximize your revenue and your opportunities to sell, and grow your business and get your business in front of more buyers, is you want to optimize it not just to qualify and schedule the appointment. You also want to have this person and this appointment setting process to do a very good discovery, meaning are we listening, right, to the prospect, and are we asking good questions, right? Asking the right questions about this prospect to understand their current situation, their goals, their desires, and the problems they're trying to solve, why they're coming to you in the first place, right? So that's the first piece. And the second piece is because this is the very first impression that the prospect have of your business, it actually influences and impacts your sales rate tremendously, right? If I pick up the phone and I'm calling a business I'm trying to schedule an appointment with, and the other person on the other end is rude, is not asking me questions, and like cutting me off, immediately I form a very, very negative impression about the business. And it does not matter what the owners say or the salesperson say on the call. I'm forever going to be influenced and impacted by my first impression in this appointment setting process. Have you ever tried to call into a business and the person that picks up the phone is like, "Hi, what can I do for you? What do you need?" And they're like not very, very friendly. And they answer questions in a way that you're like, don't you want to know what I'm actually trying to find and what I'm trying to get help with? Like, they just don't understand what I'm trying to say, or they don't even care, right? And so this is why you want to optimize this process, even if you rely on referrals only, right? If you only rely on referrals and somebody your front office or your appointment setting person or your answer the phone, and they're not courteous, they're not welcoming, they're not trained to do how to do a good appointment setting call, which, by the way, is very different than just answering the phone, right? You're not fielding questions with this process. You're actually creating a customer out of this process, right? So this person truly sets the tone of the call with you or with the salesperson later on. So this is important inbound, but is way more important outbound, meaning if you want to go out and try to get more meetings and you're investing money on paid advertising on Google, Facebook, right, radio, and you have inbound prospects calling into a phone number to ask questions, it's even more important to train and invest in your appointment setting process, if you will. I was going to write another ASS there, but no, it's ASP, right? Appointment setting process, so that you maximize. If 10 people call in, right? And by the way, if you've always been reliant on referrals, this might seem low to you, but I can tell you this is the only reliable way to grow beyond referrals. So if you have a referral phone call, right? If 10 referrals come through, you might sign up 8 or 9, right? Very quickly if it's referrals. But of course, most businesses don't grow just on referral organically only. I mean, it's probably possible, but you're not going to do that in the time frame that most people would spend years building the referral network, right? If you're trying to grow fast and you're investing in paid advertising and getting more traffic and lead generation, of 10 people who call in, you would have a very, very good conversion rate if you can get 4 to 5 people to turn it into a meeting, right? Most businesses who invest in paid advertising to generate leads, out of 100, will be happy, right, with anywhere between 20 to 20% turn into a meeting, right? And it obviously this number is vary based on industry, on the product that you offer, but if you're generating inbound phone call, like for example, I'm working with a marketing agency right now. They're spending like 30, 40K per month on advertising. And if 10 people call in, if we can get them 4 to 5 appointments scheduled, they're happy, right? And the rest are like not a fit. They're disqualified out, right? Out of the qualified leads, if we can get 4 to 5 of them, they're over the moon, right? So this is the importance of the appointment setting process. If you don't do anything, you might get 10 inbound leads and you might only schedule 1 to 2 meetings, right? And if you close 1 of the 2, you might get 1 customer out of that, right? But if you actually take care of this process and you schedule 4 to 5 meetings, and if you close rate 50%, now you're doubling, almost tripling your revenue from the same number of leads just by having a very dialed-in appointment setting process. So that's a very quick introduction on what appointment setting is. It's simple, but it's not easy because typically the people that end up being in an appointment setting role are new to the kind of the job, being in sales, and yet it is one of the most critical pieces of the revenue generation plan, right? Because this person handles and respond to our potential customers as the first touch point, right? So they have to have a degree of training, of business acumen of your business and of the prospects. And most company underinvest in this process and they leave a lot of money on the table. So that's why I just wanted to make a quick video on what an appointment setting person is, why it's valuable. I'll probably do another in-depth video, but hopefully this is helpful, and let me know if you have any questions in the comments below.